Leslie tries to suck up to Mona by giving her a pitiful donut at Orthy Jeans, and Mona tells her Nicole and Ted are devastated by her actions. And she also tells Leslie that's who she's worried about, because Leslie is always trying to play a victim with this what about me situation, and ain't nobody trying to hear it. And Mona tells her don't sit next to her. Next, Nicole arrives to the hospital and she's greeted by Shanice and the nursing staff, and everyone is telling her it's good to see her. And we all know Shanice is the mouth of the hospital, so you know the whole staff knows the whole situation about Leslie, Eva, everything that they want to know. Shanice then told them. Next, Mona tells Leslie that something is terribly broken in her, and Nicole didn't do anything to her to deserve the humiliation that Leslie brought to the anniversary dinner. Leslie tells Mona that Ted was a lonely man when they met, and Mona says they were going through a rough patch. Leslie says that she fell in love and that Nicole cared more about her standing in the community as a Dupree than her own man. And Leslie, that's stupid to say because she's just going off of pillow talk, more than likely from Ted at the time. She didn't know Nicole, so there's no way that she can really say something like that. I hate when women who are messing around with these men and then they start the man pillow talking, and they don't understand that if the man is over there with them, it's because he wants to mess around. The woman can do everything she's supposed to do and more. And if he wants to mess around, he's going to mess around. So Mona tells her she can't rewrite history to fit her. And I hear Mona on that, because that's exactly what she's doing. Trying to rewrite history to absolve herself of the wrong that she did by getting involved with a married man and having a baby by a married man. Next, Nicole runs into Ted at the hospital, and Ted tells her it's good to see her and can they go out for lunch sometime. Nicole says she ain't there, as if she ever will be ready for that. And I don't know. I think she will. She's just still hurt. Next, Kat sees her parents at the hospital and tells them she has something big to tell them. We all know Nancy Drew, the black Nancy Drew. She got to tell Ted about his illegitimate daughter and her crazy mama. Next, Ashley tells Andre Derek didn't come home last night, and she thinks that she hurt him. And Andre has the nerve to tell her, you have to be honest in a relationship. The question is, why is he not being honest with Danny about their situationship? That's the question. Next, Kat plays the recording of Dana, aka Leslie, telling her Eva was responsible for Laura's accident. And Nicole says it's despicable what Eva did to Laura. And no, it wasn't Eva. Ted tells Nicole they should be careful about coming to conclusions. Ted says that Leslie is mad at Eva for trying to sabotage her scheme, and she's taking the heat off of her and putting it on Eva, and that's exactly what she's doing. Next, Andre's kissing nuts to Ashley as an ear to listen to, and it may be working out. Ashley thanks him for being there for her and holds his hand. She's playing right into his plan, but maybe too she's holding his hand because she really thinks that he's a friend. But I think she's being naive too, because she should see that Andre wants to be more than friends. Next, Leslie goes to Eva's hotel room and tells her she ain't doing bad and that she can understand why she tried to stop her at the anniversary dinner, because she didn't because she wouldn't be able to stay in luxury if she didn't. And Leslie tells Eva she was just playing Kit Kat when she said she ran Eva off the road, and that she knew what Kit Kat was planning. Eva tells her she didn't know what Kit Kat was planning. Leslie says she was angry at her, but she didn't want her going to jail. And Leslie's full of crap. Leslie will do anything to get the heat off of her because she's a psychopathic, crazy, I don't wanna cuss, person. Eva tells Leslie she was protecting herself when she lied to Jacob because people would have thought she had something to do with Laura's accident. And Eva doesn't realize people are already thinking that, so you should have just told on her. Leslie says they have no proof and she better hope it stays that way. Next, Nicole tells Kat she has to get the recording to Jacob. And Kat says she did, but Jacob says it's just hearsay. But Jacob did question Leslie. And so Nicole says something has to be done about Leslie. And Kat says Jacob is going to keep digging. And Kat tells her parents she needs them to understand how dangerous Leslie and Eva are. I swear, every sentence that Kat has, it doesn't matter what people come up with, and that all roads lead to Leslie. In her mind, Eva is always a part of it. So Ted says that's true about Leslie, but not Eva. Kat says that she thinks Eva and Leslie poisoned Laura. Nicole says she can't see anyone doing that intentionally. Yeah, you don't know Leslie. So Kat tells them Leslie visited Laura at the hospital, and Kat says she alerted hospital security about Leslie, and Ted says he will make sure Laura is protected. And Ted, you was a day late and $1 short, because he should have been did that. Once Leslie exposed herself, he should have went to that hospital room and protected that girl, because all roads leads to Leslie. Nicole says Kat's obsession with true crime is turning her into a black Nancy Drew. No, I put the Nancy Drew part in there. Nicole says that it's turning her into an amateur detective. So Nicole tells Ted he brought Leslie into their lives, now protect their family. And that's the point. He needs to protect his family and stop acting like he doesn't know what a crazy psychopath Leslie is. Next, Nicole tracks Jacob down and brings him into her office to speak to Kat and Ted. And Jacob tells them he spoke to Eva, and Eva had an alibi. She was at the casino, and there's video footage of her there at the time of Laura's accident. However, Leslie doesn't have an alibi. And Nicole asks about Laura's potassium level spike. And Jacob says he's working on that, but no one's seeing anything out of the ordinary at the hospital. Next, Eva tells Leslie she's off to work and that Ted wouldn't want her there in her hotel room. So Leslie says she won't tell if she does it. This woman won't stop until she destroys her daughter. Eva tells Leslie she can't possibly think that Ted would ever want to get back with her. But Cray Cray do believe that. In her sick mind, she really believes that. Eva tells Leslie that denial is a river in Egypt and that she's delusional if she thinks Ted wants her because he doesn't. He hates her. And Leslie tells Eva that's cruel to say. And see, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I said Cray Cray really think that Ted wants her, or that there's a way back to them rekindling this situationship that they had in the past. Eva tells her to wake up because it's true. And Eva says anyone sane would see that. And there you go. Anyone sane. Your mama ain't sane. Next, Kat tells Andre she can't believe that woman with 1,000 names is getting away with her crimes. And Andre says that he can't believe she would try to frame her own daughter. Kat says because she knew nothing would ever happen to Eva. So Kat says maybe Eva planned being at the casino. Here go Kat. So Andre says in Kat's world, even Eva's alibis is suspicious. And Kat says she knows it looks like she's always blaming Eva because you are, but she's up to something. And Kat needs to take a step back because her hatred of Eva is just causing her to start thinking irrationally. Next, Ted tells Nicole he's trying to get Eva from under Leslie's control, and Nicole says she hopes he's trying to protect the rest of them. I know that's right. Next, Anita tells Tracy that she sees the opportunity for a reunion concert as an opportunity to make up from leaving the group so abruptly. And I wonder, does Anita groupmates feel like she was feeling herself when she left the group? I'm sure they do. And so Anita says it would mean so much. And Tracy said opening old wounds is something else and that she'll have to think about it. She don't. Tracy said that they have to convince Sharon, and Sharon isn't close to forgiving Anita. And Anita says she's aware. So it'll be interesting to see what Sharon has to say. Next, Black Nancy Drew, aka Kat, asked Shanice if any suspicious people were around the night Laura's potassium was spiked. And Shanice tells her there was a suspicious nurse who said she transferred from Providence Hospital. That's why Shanice, instead of gossiping, should have been on her business and made sure that this woman really was who she said she was. Because anybody could just pop up at the hospital with a smock on or a nurse's outfit, whatever they wear. I think it's scrubs. And then say, oh yeah, I'm from somewhere else. So Kat asks, has she seen the nurse since that night? And Shanice said no, because she been keeping an eye out for her. And that's another thing. If you notice this suspicious woman was walking around that night and you ain't seen her no more, and that's the night that one of the patients had something happen to them, what common sense say to go tell security so that they can run back the footage and that somebody can do an investigation on this suspicious woman? Next, Ted knocks on Eva's hotel door and Leslie answers. And that ends the episode.